One of the greatest matches, one of the greatest moments in WWF history. But man, you talk about Hall of Famers in the same building for that night. Obviously, you are the top of the class.
Whenever I talk to other wrestlers, veterans, younger wrestlers, I'm always like, when did you know? When was that moment in time? If you guys listen, you know that I like to put my finger on a moment, that exact moment that you knew. And I remember being at my grandparents' house watching WWF television, Channel 9, WOR, 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. And the first wrestlers I ever saw were Afa and Sika, the Wild Samoans. And I saw them and I was just blown away, and I'm like, I want to do that. And then maybe a year or two later, my friend Mike, his dad used to own a limousine company here in New York City, and he had tickets to the Garden for Snuka and Muraco. So I think it was 80 or 81, and we had front row tickets. And back in the day, if you remember Coliseum Home Video, the WWE had a VHS tape out at the time called the WWF's Most Unusual Matches. And the last match on that tape is Snuka and Muraco inside of a steel cage. And if you watch, I mean, you can go on the network and watch this now, but if you watch when Snuka is rounding the cage with his manager, Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, a kid in the front row with a big bouffant hairdo and a Puma shirt on reached out and touched Jimmy Snuka on the shoulder. That kid was me. And I never forget Snuka going to the top of the cage, hitting the splash on Muraco. And guys, this was the moment. And I remember just looking around, because the pop it was ridiculous. And saying, yep, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I'm standing here in front of you guys right now. And think about that moment, because Dreamer was there, and Nunzio was there, and Mick Foley was there. How we talk about moments in pro wrestling, WrestleMania moments. I think Snuka going off the top of the cage is the greatest non-WrestleMania moment of all time, and it inspired so many.
You know, and it's so fun.